fans. What message would you like to send for Israel?
If I have fans over there, I've never been there. If I have fans over there, then I hope you've been following my career. I hope I inspire people over there to not only want to be great in sports, but I want you to be better in general in life. So hopefully someday I can make it over there. Like I said, I've never been over there, but I've heard nothing but great things, and I appreciate the question.
Well, if you hated LeBron before, this isn't going to make it any better. But if you take a step back and realize, this whole thing is totally overblown. And what seems to happen every single time these topics get brought up. And truthfully, we're getting mad at the wrong people. But I'll get into that later. The Israeli reporter asked LeBron to send a message to his fans in Israel and comment on Deni Avdija, the only active NBA player from Israel that made history by being the first player in an All-Star game. So conventionally, LeBron gives him his flowers.
And also, what do you think about Deni Avdija?
He is an All-Star. He's playing, exceptional, basketball.
And then proceeds to answer that second half of the question, which gets him in a little trouble, saying he's heard nothing but great things about Israel. But what I found interesting is that earlier this year, during the Australian Open, the American tennis players were asked a similar pointed question.
I've been asking a lot of the American players just how it feels to play under the American flag right now, and I'm curious how you feel.
Yeah, I mean, I was born in America, so I'm always proud to represent my country. And yeah, a lot of us are doing really well, and it's great to see a lot of, great athletes on the women's side, on the men's side. So yeah, I feel like we're all doing a great job representing ourselves.
To me, her answer was great, but the reality, she misunderstood the reporter's question. And when she did understand, like many of the other American players, she was reluctant to answer.
Sort of in the context of the last year of everything that's been happening in the U.S., does that complicate that feeling at all?
I don't think that's relevant.
Yeah, that's a tough question. I feel, I don't know, I don't like to kind of dabble too much into politics just because it's just not the space that I really want to say that much on. But
what I found interesting in this case is that athletes got all the praise for not giving an answer. And people actually came down on the reporter for asking rage bait questions. Now look, I can only partially defend LeBron because in the past he stuck his nose in things that, definitely political. What was so interesting about this situation, they were still praised. Amanda was basically saying she was proud to be an American. And dadgummit, so am I, regardless of who's president or what's going on in the country. But the reality is, Anisimova looked stupid answering the question still, not realizing it was rage bait until after he had re-asked it. And while within the context of the question, LeBron was actually just trying to give the Israeli fans some love. But unfortunately, all he's probably going to get is a bunch of hate on the internet. But the harsh reality is, both of these athletes fell into a little something called the reporter trap. Men and women that'll do anything for a little bit of rage bait or virality. You see, reporters' jobs was to hold power accountable. Now these fools pointed a microphone at someone who just finished a game or match and try to make them the news. The most dangerous thing in sports right now isn't an injury. It's a reporter with a political agenda and a camera pointed at your face. There's no more real journalists, just hot take artists masquerading as reporters.